Hey guys, welcome back to Leggari Products. We have another really cool video for you today. We really hope you enjoy it. We work hard on these videos. We try to show you as much information as we can without being boring. Enjoy.
So what we're getting ready to do is put the primer down, and we've already prepped the floor. It's been grinded, there was carpet glue on it, and then you can see all these glossy spots is where there was cracks or the carpet tack strips, all these little dots. We've already filled all those. And when you use our attaching paste with Capisil and Epoxy, you don't have to come back and grind it smooth. So that's why there's really no edges here. It's a feather edge. You don't have to grind it now. You'll just want to do a couple spots. Like here's a little burr there. Just scrape that off. Go around, make sure that's all done, and you're ready to go. So it cuts out grinding after you've done all your patching. So we're going to get ready to do the primer coat. We'll wait about an hour, and we're going to put down the metallic epoxy coat. We got the primer mixed up. Now we're just going to dip and roll. This is our light gray. When you're first starting out, you want to really soak the roller up. It takes a minute for it to get nice and soaked up with the product. Notice how we use a bag so we don't have to buy new roller trays or wash them out every time. Alright guys, just finishing out the primer. That's our mixing station out there. Show you guys the mixing station we got set up here. We recommend doing a lot bigger one, but we're pretty clean, so this is kind of it. We got cardboard below the plastic. Justin's been already pre-measuring and mixing the metallics into the part A's. So all the part A's are ready to go. Here's a part A for the highlight. There's a part B. Dump it in there when they're ready. Mix it. Go pour it out. We got the part B's by the part A's ready to go. So when we start, all we got to do is pour the hardener into the buckets, mix them up, and we're ready to coat. up. We're gonna coat this whole room at once. So we're just gonna mix up all the product. So here's our second batch. I'm gonna probably come back here a little more. Make sure I get color all over this floor before I run out. So I'm just gonna kind of get puddles everywhere, and I can go in, add to them, add more. But I want to make sure I got enough highlight color to get everything on the floor. You don't want to run out halfway through. Have any highlight color left. Alright guys, so once you get all the edges done, and I'll show you how, like say you ran out of highlights and you had to get some. All you gotta do is just scoop it back in here, right? You can go through a couple different puddles, you can get some highlights. It's really simple, just pour it out somewhere. But what I like to do is make sure we got color right up to these edges. Like I always tell you, you want this floor to look like it goes underneath the wall. The only way to do that is to take your time and get color right under the edges. Even behind the door. Scrape up a little more. See, so even if you do run out, we have more product, we can mix more, but just show you guys how easy it is if you do kind of run out of product. Get a little right on the edge, make it look like it goes under the carpet. Now we're going to end up this door, so I'm going to start over there. to get a good swirl on it. I just want to show you guys a bit about 10 minutes. And the floor is already martelizing. Creates some really cool effects. You still can see some roller marks. So those swirls, those aren't going to go away. Again, this is only like 10 minutes after we're done. We're still going to be changing and moving. That's what we call the living resin. Awesome. I'll show you here. 10-15 minutes. Alright guys, so here's the next day. Looks absolutely amazing. A lot of modeling, modelization going on here. We do got a lot of debris in the floor, so we will do sand it before we put the top coat. But man, this just turned out amazing. Right here, we're going to see a line. That's where the two pads meet up. Two separate cores right here. It's a cold joint, and they are uneven. We leveled it out best we could, but whenever you have a hard line like that that's that uneven, you run the risk of that line kind of showing. Once they get everything in here, sinks everything, you're not going to really notice anything. It's going to look phenomenal. So what we're going to do now is do some spot sanding. We got some debris that got in the floor. Just some random stuff. Usually always going to have that, especially at the construction site. So we're just going to spot sand these spots and then we're going to apply the top coat. So you can see how it doles it out. Once we clean this and add the top coat, you won't even be able to tell. Like see when it gets wet, it almost disappears. So you won't even be able to tell when we spot sand it. So we're just going to go around the floor, get any spots that need that, and then we're going to apply the top coat. Alright, so after we've sanded, so we got like a piece of sheetrock mud or some white chunk that's in the floor. Just going to take a pencil, color that in, rub it out. That's it. Looks a lot better than a white spot in a gray floor. And the reason there's a garbage bag over this is because we don't like to buy roller trims. They are expensive. And this is really simple. It's a cool little trick to do. You don't have to buy roller trims every time or clean them out when they're done. We'll get this guy soaked up. I'm going to start in the middle. That one did probably do this whole wall.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We had a fun time making it for you. Don't forget to stay up to date with all the new techniques and videos we're releasing by subscribing to our YouTube channel, subscribing and liking our Facebook page, Instagram. Again, thank you. This was fun.